So, ladies and gentlemen, not only has civil war showed up at our doorstep, but stupidity has showed up at our doorstep in the form of anyway. I rock the planet, beating my chest like a silverback cat. Silverback cat, real gorilla. Silverback cat, real gorilla. Silverback cat, real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Throw your fist up and show some respect. There's gorillas in here, gorilla in here, gorillas in here, gorilla in here, gorillas in here, gorilla in here. Before we start this video, I got a new sponsor, y'all. Yeah, check it out. China's real estate bubble is absolutely collapsing. In 2008, when the subprime mortgage crisis nearly ended capitalism, housing was 8% of the US GDP, while housing is 25% of China's. This is an epic meltdown and it's just beginning. Meanwhile, in the United States, inflation is so high that the Federal Reserve is talking about raising interest rates even further, choking the credit out of the economy completely. Everything is expensive. But gold is perfect for this environment, but it is near all-time highs already. So I want to present a company called Gold Mining Inc., trading on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticket DLGD. The reason is that this is a company that trade at multi-year lows, extremely cheap. Their gold resources are worth only $1 per ounce. If you go to wealthresearchgroup.com/cheap gold, there's an entire presentation explaining how this company is effectively 80 or 90% more discounted than anything out there. If you're bullish on gold, I urge you to stop everything you're doing and download this carefully drafted report now. There's a company overview right in the description area underneath this video, and I encourage you to check it out. So even though there's no guarantee when it comes down to investments, I tell you what, it gotta be a better risk to go with this than what's going on right now in the economy. So check out the links below, and now let's get to this video. Listen to our fearless leader, y'all. So eloquent. So clear and precise. So well thought out. Let's check it out.
Rhetorical question. No, I won't. Anyway, give them, and the idea these folks are running into anyway.
Good grief. Now, if I was a kid in his class as a kindergartner, sitting on the floor crisscross applesauce, as he's telling a story, I would be left hanging. I would be madder than a mug, man. Sitting there waiting for the punchline and creepy. Oh, once upon a time there was a rabbit and a chicken and anyway, what kind of message? You're the leader. You should be able to finish a complete thought, man. So now we got to get left with anyway and fill in the blanks. Nobody caught this before they stuck him in office. So that's what we're left with, guys. Anyway, so we can just interpret it any way we want.
We've had a lot of discussion about that in our whole household. Do you think it's it? Anyway. What? Other than say they're going to renew the $2 trillion tax cut. Anyway.
Now, wait a minute. You know where these anyways are really coming from. These anyways ain't coming from Joe just trying to move on to the next subject and not want to bore y'all with the details. It's because he doesn't have the details. It's because this dude's brain realized we're all out of yards. There's no more real estate. We're up against the wall, Joe. So pull the anyway parachute. Anyway, I lost my thoughts. Anyway, don't know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, is there any chocolate chip around? That's where these anyways are coming from. This man will start a thought and immediately that thought would be like, man, I'm out of here. Don't bring me into this, Joe. I told you not to run. I'm bouncing. Don't leave me thoughts. Anyway, that's where they're coming from.
Because anyway, the idea that, if you want it, anyway.
He couldn't even finish the idea. The idea. If you want, anyway, I need to know what the idea was. I feel incomplete. I need closure. That's what I need. What I don't need is a leader of the free world who can't complete a thought. And his go-to when he runs out of steam is just to pretend like, you know what, it's not even worth finishing all of this. I don't want to get into the details of it. So I'm going to leave you hanging with, anyway, people voted for that guy. Can you believe it? Yeah, maybe like 2 or 3, but somebody did.
Anyway, really and truly, I mean, anyway, that's more jobs than anyone's created. Anyway. There's a little bit of a, anyway, they're investing in these chips for serious.
Let me guess.
Anyway.
It's,
1 point, anyway.
Anyway.
First time America's full faith and credit will have been. Anyway.
Now, I'm glad when people put together montages like that. Because, see, a casual viewer might not catch how many times this dude does this. And you also might not be able to make the connection why he does this. This ain't his style. This ain't one of them things that's like, you know what, that's Joe Biden. He's been doing that for 30 years. What's happening is his brain has ran out of words. So what he does is he defaults to anyway and wants you to fill in the blanks. That's what he wants. And they stuck this man out there. And that's why I call him an unnatural disaster created by the Democrats, like many other disasters. They knew this man was in trouble. They knew all he had floating around his brain was a whole bunch of dang alphabet soup letters. That's it. Anyway, when them little letters form, wait, a C1 forming in my head. Anyway, there it is. And the rest is international depression, isolating, punish China, Kennedy College, Vatican care, stuff like that. Those are the rest of the words. So now this is the Anyway tour, y'all. Anyway.
And I'm sure that.
You're sure what?
Anyway.
Don't sound too sure to me. Don't sound too sure to me. You start like, I'm sure about that. Anyway, so what are you sure of? See, these are the follow-up questions that I would have to challenge his anyway. Default. I would make sure I don't allow him to dismount with that anyway. Yeah, see, these are the type of things that, you know what? Anyway, what? What? You want me to explain anyway? Yes. Well, it's any way you want it. No, that's not explaining the joke. Hey, do it your way. Anyway. Anyway is okay with me. Because that's where he's at right now in that pea brain. Anyway.
This bill's declared dead more often than anyway. And for example, whether it's ARPA, we're spending billions of dollars on research and development.
Like what?
For health disparities. Everything from, anyway.
Oh, got him again, y'all. See, he goes too far. He goes way beyond his capacity, his mental capacity. So now he wanted to get into the details, and the details weren't there. He bust open that door where the details normally would be at, and it was cobwebs. Boom. Where's everybody? Where's the words? No, you know what? Here's a note. Anyway, okay. Anyway, there it is. Anyway, that's all this man got. Anyway. Unbelievable. Can you believe that? Can you believe that raggedy behind muppet, been just thrown out there to embarrass the whole country, his family, and himself? However, I don't know if Joe realized he's embarrassing himself. It's at that point now. Because if he really was conscious of what was going on, you can't tell me this guy would consciously decide to run. He doesn't even realize the danger that he's in. I mean, you know, you would think a guy with all of this corruption creeping up on him would say, man, you know what? Anyway, I'm going somewhere and sit down. You would think that's what he would do. But in his mind, he got the juice. In Joe's mind, he's fresh. Well, let me tell you something, Joe. You ain't fresh. You ain't fresh, man. You ain't bad. You ain't nothing. You ain't bad. Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad? Who's bad? Trump been doing wrong. Joe, you been doing wrong. Gonna lock you up. Gonna lock you up. That's what's gonna happen. And if he was smart and conscious of what was going on, he would go somewhere and say, shh. But he ain't doing it. So anyway, in Joe's words, let's move on.
Scared, this is all city. Yeah, all state.